Hello and welcome to another episode of 5 in 5. I'm Super Nintendo, and this series is a way for me to put together my thoughts on 5 topics. I keep it to 5 minutes or less so my opinions are short and focused. So let's put 5 minutes on the clock and let's get started. The Virtual Console is dead. Good. Last night, Nintendo outlined plans for the Nintendo Online service that's coming to the Nintendo Switch in September. Included are cloud saves and 20 NES games with online play. So with that being said, people naturally asked, what about the Nintendo Virtual Console? And to that, Nintendo stated it will not be coming to the Switch. This drew the ire of fans, and I'm personally glad that they decided to go with the subscription model instead of individual sales. I personally only bought 2 or 3 titles when it first came out on the Wii. Also, I'm a collector, so the majority of titles available for the Virtual Console I already have on my shelf. And if you really want a Virtual Console, you have the NES and Super Nintendo Classic to purchase and to keep. The NES Classic is getting a re-release this summer as well. Also, I would bet money that Nintendo is going to be selling GameCube games on the eShop instead of making an entire Virtual Console. So Halo 3 is on PC, but it's not official. There's a mod made by Eldorado that brings Halo 3 to PC, and the last official PC release of Halo was Halo 2. While fan-made projects of defunct properties aren't new, it's pretty aggressive of Microsoft to dish out copyright strikes to streamers, which resulted in 24-hour bans on Twitch. Obviously, this makes people mad because why would a company not want to see their fans happy? And the answer is pretty simple: money. Some companies need to protect their intellectual property in order to remain relevant. Sometimes letting the fans mess with your assets pays off. Sonic Mania was a great title, and Dota started out as a Warcraft 3 mod. But there are times where that can impact current projects. Blizzard drew the ire of fans when they killed the private vanilla WoW servers after years of not doing anything. And conveniently, they're bringing WoW Classic back sometime in the future. Then you have Nintendo, which nukes projects as soon as they're released. Sure, it ticks people off, but I think it's a little bit better to kill off a project before fans develop real feelings for it. The Mega Man reprints are released. Are these worth $100? I already wrote an article on smashjt.com, and you can check that out below, but I also wanted to talk about it here. There's a real debate on whether or not this type of reprinting is good for game collecting. And to be honest, it really doesn't make a difference to me. And if you're not a hardcore Mega Man fan, it shouldn't really matter to you either. Even though that these went on sale last Tuesday, they're still available as of this recording. $100 for a cart that has an original version available for significantly less probably isn't going to sell well. Now, it does pose the question on whether or not this will bring reprints of rarer Capcom titles like Mega Man X2 and X3, which are significantly more expensive than X and Mega Man 2. But I would much rather have compilation titles like what Retrobit is doing with the Data East and Jalico collections. $35 for some popular titles like Joe and Mac 2 are significantly less on this compilation than the real thing. We're getting an SNK Mini NeoGeo. It was leaked a couple of days ago that we're getting another classic console, but this time it's a little bit different. This time it's a mini arcade with a 3.5-inch screen. It has the ability to expand with USB-C controllers, and it even hooks to your TV, which is good because a 3.5-inch screen would be difficult to view for 2 players. For reference, this Burger Time arcade cabinet has a 2.75-inch screen, and it's pretty cramped, so an extra inch would essentially double this thing. I'll be really surprised if this thing sells for less than $100. The Burger Time arcade cabinet was $35, and the buttons are cheap, and it's powered by USB, and you can't even hook it up to your TV. I'm just saying that it better be really good if it's going to be that expensive. I would love a NeoGeo in my collection, but I don't have thousands of dollars for the games, and even the flash card is almost $400. Is Apple entering the VR space? It's rumored that the Apple headset will have 2 8K displays, wirelessly connected to a dedicated box, inside-out tracking, and support for virtual reality and augmented reality. While if this was released today, it would be incredibly expensive. It's slated for 2020, and 2 years is a lot of time in the tech space assuming that it's actually released. And this headset might be crazy expensive even with a ton of cheaper similar headsets available. Also, I'm a little wary of another walled garden, which Apple is surely to have. And that's it for the 5 in 5. What did you think? I'd love to hear your comments down below. And if you liked this video, give it a like. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for future gaming content. I'm Super Nintendo, and thanks for watching.